Sorry, that was my bad. Hi, this is Mike from thesubstream.com. This is a special Wednesday edition of Watch This Instead for the week that has the Wednesday in it. That is the Wednesday that happens on the 25th of November 2009. Special American Thanksgiving edition. Today we want to talk about James McTeague's Ninja Assassin. What you should watch instead of Ninja Assassin is Wes Anderson's adaptation of Roald Dahl's children's book, The Fantastic Mr. Fox, which also comes out today, which is probably the best movie I've seen all year. But you probably aren't cross-shopping the bloody ninja movie and the kids' stop-motion animated squirrel movie. But don't let that stop you from enjoying some Roald Dahl material, because if you want some ninja action, you can rent the 1967 Bond film You Only Live Twice, which was scripted by Roald Dahl and featured basically the first introduction of ninjas to the Western movie audience when James Bond goes to Japan and is helped by the Japanese special secret ninja forces to invade a giant, enormous volcano base. And he has plastic surgery to make him look Japanese, and it is really, really cool. As for the rest of the ninja movie sphere, unfortunately, and this is really surprising given the quality of, the idea of the nocturnal magic slice assassin warrior from Japan, it's pretty much a case of picking out movies that are so bad that they're good. Click elsewhere on our site for our review of Ninja Assassin, which is bad, but not so bad that it's good. It's bad in a boring way, and it's not bad in the way that makes movies that are goofy and awful fun to watch. Like Gymkata, for example, which was directed in 1985 by a guy named Robert Klaus, who actually had a really interesting career because he made Enter the Dragon, and he also made Black Belt Jones, which is another movie like Gymkata that's so bad it's good that we'll be talking about next week when we talk about blaxploitation movies. And Gymkata, what it's about basically is a gymnast who uses his powers of gymnastics combined with the powers of ninjutsu to enter a competition in the fictional country of Parmistan. If you don't want to rent it, which you should because it's so bad, it's hilarious, you can catch a bunch of the fight scenes on YouTube and they're great. And there's one where the guy in Parmistan is being attacked by a whole village, so he runs down an alley and finds a thing that looks exactly like a pommel horse. A big concrete thing with two handles in it, exactly where the handles would be on a pommel horse. And then he beats up an entire village while swinging around on a pommel horse. If you don't want that one, if you want something that's a little bit better, but still incredibly bad and still incredibly fun to watch, rent American Ninja with Michael Dudikoff. He kills like 600 dudes in that movie. It's so good. It was made by the Cannon Company, which got bought in the late 70s by two Israeli dudes, Golan and Globus, and they made a bunch of really cool action movies, including American Ninja and including all the Chuck Norris movies. But they also have a catalog that's filled with these little experimental, weird art movies. It was a really neat company that was around in the 80s that did a bunch of neat stuff, including American Ninja. Or finally, you could watch the only anime movie that I've ever actually made it all the way through, which is Ninja Scroll, which is about ninjas. And like most anime, I think, that I've watched, at least the first 10 minutes of every anime movie I've ever watched, doesn't make any sense. It's got a guy that's got bees that live in his back, and he can shoot bees out of his back. It's got a guy that's made out of rock that rapes a girl and licks her boob. It's really gross. A guy that comes back from the dead gets his head cut off. But it's got all the shuriken action, and it's got stuff that actually takes place. There's chases and fights and double crossings and stuff, which Ninja Assassin doesn't have. So Ninja Scroll doesn't have any black pajama-clad ninjas, unfortunately. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, I think. I think ninjas probably are tired of being stereotyped like that. So don't watch Ninja Assassin. Watch Fantastic Mr. Fox. Really, it's really, really, really a good movie. And even if you don't think you'd like it, you will like it. It's fun. Or rent Gymkata, which is so bad it's good, or American Ninja, which is so bad it's good, or Ninja Scroll, which is anime.